My grandmother's secret recipe book helped catch a serial killer in 1985. Today, I finally learned the full story. I always wondered why Grandma Rose's cookbook was kept in an evidence bag at the FBI archives instead of our kitchen. In 1985, my grandmother wasn't just the owner of Chicago's most beloved bakery. She was unknowingly serving coffee to one of America's most wanted serial killers every Tuesday morning. The man would order the same thing, black coffee and her famous cinnamon rolls, always sitting at table 7 rolls, always between 7:15 and 7:45 a.m. But your Mama Rose did something none of the FBI profilers could minus. She noticed patterns in her recipe book beside her classic cinnamon roll recipe. She'd started noting strange details about her Tuesday regular. Coffee temperature must be exactly 165 degrees Fahrenheit, sends it back if cooler, just like victims found at exactly 16.5 mile markers. She documented everything, the way he meticulously aligned his silverware, how he only used red napkins, his habit of reading the obituaries backwards that seemed odd but harmless to most people, but not to my grandmother, who'd spent 40 years studying human nature from behind her bakery counter. One day she accidentally spilled coffee on his newspaper. While apologizing and cleaning up, she glimpsed an address circled in his calendar. That night she called her brother minus a detective with her suspicions. The address she saw led police to their first solid lead in months. 2 weeks later they arrested the man who'd been terrorizing the Aretis for 3 years. In his apartment, they found red napkins identical to the ones from my grandmother's bakery. The FBI kept her recipe book as evidence, but they did something unprecedented. They had every page photographed and bound into a replica, which they gave to her with a letter of commendation. The letter praised not just her observational skills, but her courage in continuing to serve a man she suspected was dangerous, all while gathering crucial evidence. Grandma Rose passed away last year, but her replica cookbook sits in our kitchen, spattered with vanilla extract and butter stains. The original remains in FBI custody, its margins filled with notes that helped catch a killer between recipes for snickerdoodles and apple pie. Dad says she never bragged about it, never wanted recognition. When asked why she kept serving him instead of calling the police immediately, she'd simply say, "Evil doesn't expect kindness to be clever. That's its weakness." Tonight, I am baking her cinnamon rolls using her recipe, and like her, I am paying attention to the details, not because I expect to catch a killer, but because she taught us that sometimes the smallest observations can make the biggest difference. P.S. She took the actual temperature of his coffee to the grave. Some family secrets, she said, should stay secret.